Back to Hannah now in the Storm Alert Center. And Hannah, at least things are looking better today than they did yesterday.
A lot better. I know that a lot of schools have been, reopening. Kids have been going back to school, and a much nicer day than it was yesterday. But I am expecting some high impact weather to move through our area Friday into Saturday. So let's take a look at some of this timing now. We're still a couple days out, so a lot is going to have some room to change. But overall, the forecast has stayed really consistent over the last couple of days. So confidence is beginning to grow. Friday into Saturday morning, we're going to see the chance for the system to move through. Now, some of the other things we'll be keeping an eye on is going to be wind gusts of around 25 to 35 miles per hour, maybe some locally higher wind gusts, some isolated strong thunderstorms. So like I mentioned, there is a small severe threat that has been issued for our area, much like I was anticipating would happen yesterday. But the really big thing is going to be the flash flooding threat. Overall, I think the majority of our viewing area is going to see a range of 2 to 4 inches of rain. But in that, there's going to be some isolated spots that could see additional rainfall, and that's where we'll start to see that heavier flash flood risk. Now, here's a look at the severe weather outlook. So remember, this is the lower end of the scale. I'm not as concerned about severe weather in regards to gusty winds, hail, or the tornadic threat, but we still have some things to keep an eye on. There's a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk here in the dark green. These are the areas that we're going to be watching here in our viewing area. Farther out to the west, Middle Tennessee, portions of North Alabama, they have a slight level 2 out of 5 risk. Again, main threat is going to be damaging gusty winds. Tomorrow, the outlook will be able to put enough detail to show those parameters in regards to wind, if they're going to put any type of low-end tornado threat. I can't completely rule those things out, but the risk for that is very low. What I am more concerned about, and what I want people to be weather aware of heading into your Friday, is the excessive rainfall threat. We've had this slight level 2 out of 5 risk. That's been over our area since yesterday, and this is going to be something to watch. So the slight level 2 out of 5 risk in the yellow pretty much covers our entire viewing area, and it could be problematic because in the next couple of days with this storm system, we're seeing a range anywhere from 2 up to 4 inches of rainfall. But that's not counting isolated areas, or sometimes these models have a hard time getting these storms that might sit in one spot for a while and just dump additional rainfall on top of it. So again, we're seeing a bit of a wide range here. European model is showing anywhere between 3 to 4 inches of rain, and GFS is showing 4 to 6 inches of rain. So again, we could see upwards of 6 inches of rain in some of those spots. But again, either way, with either of these numbers we're seeing, when you have lots of rain falling in a short period of time, that's when you can have flash flood issues. So let's take a look at the timing. I think overall, it's going to start out pretty wet on your Friday. As you head into your Friday afternoon, these storms are going to pick up, and we start to see a few of these little cells kind of mixed in there. I think during the early to mid-afternoon, that's going to be our highest chance out of anything to see some of that severe weather, because you could have a few of those embedded thunderstorms in the mix. Once these storms kind of start to congeal and get a little bit bigger, the atmosphere is going to begin to stabilize. That's when that flash flood threat is going to become a little bit more prevalent. Now, I can't completely rule out that we won't see some straight line wind issues with this system as it moves through, but notice how it kind of just stays in one spot. It takes a long time for this system to move from west to east, and that's where we're going to see those issues with flash flooding. So this is finally going to kind of filter out completely by the time we head into your Saturday morning. So this is going to be, upwards of 12 hours of rainfall falling, and it could be pretty heavy. So we are going to be in storm alert weather mode heading into your Friday. Stay weather aware. Download the Local 3 weather app. We'll keep you posted as we head into the next couple of days.